Hopefully we get some people in here.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, a little late night Chicago Hockey Radio post-game show. Let me make sure I'm in the frame here. Tassos Kirkos, Justin Lynch, and no one else because I'm sitting here on the board right now. Hawks lose 5-3 to the Detroit Red Wings. Patrick Kane, Alex DeBrincat, and co. defeat the Hawks in an original six matchup. I don't know, Justin. I thought the Hawks were going to win this one, and I was wrong, although apparently we have some hot button issues to dissect here, man. Just, I don't know. We talked a lot about effort today on the show, and I know for you the effort wasn't there, but I'm going to let you rip here for quite a bit of time here until we get it off. But just thought I would intro. First of all, everybody, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram at Chicago Hockey Radio, and leave a 5-star rating and review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Helps us out greatly. Thanks again to Greg Boysen. If you didn't listen to today's podcast episode, it was freaking excellent. Yeah, that was probably the best podcast we've ever done here.
Work.
Yeah. Honestly, that was some of the most fun stuff. And if you're new here because of, you just subscribed because of Greg, welcome. We welcome you to our world here. But it seems like a lot of the people in the chat right now are regulars. So welcome, everybody, to a late night edition of Chicago Hockey Radio. Hawks lose. Justin, take it away, brother.
Yeah, pretty brutal game. It's funny, as you mentioned, we did talk about effort a lot on the show today. Like, normally I would say that's not this team's problem. It's the fact that, like Greg said, we just suck. That's this team's identity. But like today, it was we sucked, but like the effort also wasn't there. I mean, that second period might be the worst period of hockey I've ever watched in my life. I've been watching this Hawks team for as long as I can remember, since I've had a memory, and that was terrible. The shots were 17-2 Red Wings. They had a power play goal, only one goal. I mean, the period was 1-0 Wings, but you think it would have been 10-0. It felt like they're on a power play the entire 20 minutes. They had it in our zone the entire time, outpossessed us, outshot us. We had absolutely nothing going. For most of that period, we had only one shot. I was hoping it would stay one shot because I had a really funny meme in the queue. Eminem used to say you only get one shot, right? And I thought in Detroit it'd be very fitting if the Hawks had only one shot goal for that whole period. But they had to ruin it and get a second one late, so that went out the table. But a little, and then the third period too, the way they start that off was pretty brutal. Of course, as usual, the Hawks give you a little glimmer of hope, right? That the comeback might be in the cards, but it's too little too late, right? The Hawks are the 1980s Edmonton Oilers when it comes to scoring meaningless goals late in a hockey game when it doesn't matter anymore. So there you go. But yeah, we'll get into it more. But Kane, 3-point game for the Wings. He was looking like prime 2015 Kane tonight. I mean, playing with a bionic hip, and he's flying through guys like McDavid. So there you go. And then, DeBrincat as well. The former Blackhawks continue to play like Wayne Gretzky whenever they see us on the schedule. That's the way that works out. On the bright side, Bedsy, Pookie Point, he had a very nice assist on the first Hawks goal.
Yeah.
That's nine games in a row. 9 games in a row that Bedard has registered a point.
Longest in the NHL.
That's right. He can make it 10 and 100 career points against the Oilers tomorrow against McDavid. So I would lock that in if you're a betting guy. So that's the positive. But yeah, other than that, not really much positives to take away. Mrazek was left on island. Yeah, that's my thesis statement that, as usual, has about 5 different points, but we'll try to get them to come together. And I think we'll just go through this goal by goal because I think there's a lot to take away here. Yeah.
What'd you think about the first goal, the DeBrincat one?
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened. Like, he just got so much time and space. Like, Kane was able to find him. Alex Vlasic, who I normally glaze on the show, probably second most after Bedard, like, just left him wide open. I'm not sure how he got that much time and space and just kind of wired it. So that's what happened on the first goal. And it's like right away that set the tone. Kane Cat connection, that just told us how the rest of the night was going to go, right? But the Hawks did respond. I mean, Ryan Donato was able to wire one home. Bedsy, beautiful seam pass. He's been great on the rush lately. That's where he's found a lot of his production. And just put it right in the wheelhouse for Ryan Donato, who broke a 16-game goalless drought. It's funny, we talked about the show today.
We did. We actually did.
When was the last time this man had a goal? Because it's easy to forget that Linsanity run he had early in the season, right? When he was just scoring left and right. By the way, here's a stat. Ryan Donato had 7 of our 15 shots on goal tonight. He had half our shots. Ryan Donato, like, he's just working really hard to increase his trade value over there. Clearly, he wants to get the hell out of here. I can't blame him. So, yeah, that's just the type of effort that we put out there today. That was the first period. First period, actually, shots were 5-4. I thought it was a pretty even game. Then the second period happened, and this was, as I alluded to in my thesis statement, the worst period of hockey I have ever seen. We could not get the puck out of our zone to save our lives. Turnovers left and right. The puck management was absolutely brutal. Vlasic just throws the puck up the boards, and Jason Dickinson, he just throws it up the middle of the ice to no one. I think past Vlasic, he wasn't able to receive it. I don't really think that's on him. I think it was just a bad play by Dickinson, who Greg Boysen actually didn't really have a lot of nice things to say about Dickinson today, and that was not a nice play by him there.
Yeah.
And DeBrincat was able to find. Yeah, no, Kane was able to find DeBrincat, who found Raymond. It was a tic-tac-toe goal, so there you go. That was all they had. That one power play goal was all the Wings had that period. It is shocking that we went to the third period a 1-goal game because that entire 20-minute effort was completely controlled by the Wings. It was not even a hockey game. Like it was like watching, I don't know, the US versus Kazakhstan in the World Juniors. I think they're in different groups, but you get my point. It was like not even the same league. It was like an NHL versus ECHL club. It was embarrassing to watch. Mrazek gave us a chance tonight. He had absolutely no help out there. Our defense was lost on an island. But again, you go into this third period, right? It's a 1-goal hockey game. You think you have a chance, right? Wrong. The Wings start this period off 2 goals pretty much right away. The third goal, okay, this is the one we have to get into.
Yeah,
Philip.
yeah. So you know what though?
Yeah.
Like you mentioned how bad the second period was, and
Yeah.
I'm watching this thing because I did go to a concert tonight. Shout out Nasty Snacks.
Oh, there
If
you
you
go.
can see the shirt. that
How
I'm
was
wearing.
it?
It was honestly really bumping, dude. And
Yeah.
ironically, the name of the opener was called Bumpus, Bumpus, and they were killing. And then Nasty Snacks went up there, and it was cool. I'd never been to Shuba's before. It was a really fun venue, really cool time. So I stopped watching after the first period. I go to the concert. I'm at the concert, and I get this text from Lee saying, "You guys need to talk about this
Oh, yeah, we
on
will.
the show." And I'm watching it now, and I've watched the clip maybe about 5 times since here, and it's a
It's
tweet.
unbelievable, right?
And it says, "Want to see a comical lack of effort from Philip Kurashev." Now, before there, I'm looking at the score bug, and it's 2-1 Hawks, and it's earlier in the third period, and you mentioned that being the second period being like the worst period of hockey you've definitely seen all season, but at least
It's 1 goal. Yeah.
it's a 1-goal hockey game, man. And I mean, I can't stop watching this, Justin. Like, I literally, he just stops moving. He stops moving, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, for those of you, Ben Pope, Philip Kurashev tweet. I mean, one of the worst efforts I've seen. He just completely leaves his guy wide open, Andrew Kopp. I mean, if he literally just does his job and has a stick on him, they don't score the goal there and they keep it a 1-goal game, right? Just a lazy effort from Kurashev, who, gets back in the lineup. Reichel scratched. Don't know why. Not sure why Lucas Reichel was scratched, but he was. It feels like every time Kurashev's thrown a bone, to make up, to try to get back in it, he plays even worse every time. I think it's over. Like, I don't think it's hyperbole to say this guy's done. Like in Chicago, like I don't even know what you do with him. Who is even going to want him? I don't think there's an NHL hockey team who wants this guy. He has 5 points in 31 games. His overtime goal against the Wild is his lone season highlight. That's the only contribution he's had this season. He's been terrible. A negative 28. I think that's 9 more than the second worst Hawk.
He's a negative 28.
He's a negative 28 in 31 games.
That's
so that tells you right
unbelievable.
there. Pretty much every game he's a negative. Lee's not joking when he said he's probably a negative in the press box too somehow. Seriously, like who the hell? Like, I think the Hawks. That's like almost a last straw type play. Like there's no excuse for that. I would wave his ass tomorrow. Let's call up Landon Slager or Cole Gutman from Rockford. I don't care anybody else. Like Kurashev has been an absolute liability this season. I'm not defending him anymore. I'm done with it. He was clearly a merchant from Bedard last season, and we're seeing that now. When he's not with Bedard, he's not him. He's not that guy, pal. He's not an NHL player right now. I think he's back to the Swiss leagues for him. I hope tomorrow, Reichel's back in the lineup and he's on a plane to China because his effort tonight was absolutely embarrassing. Pitiful.
And that's so tough, when we spend so much time talking about the trade deadline. My big thing about the trade deadline with the Hawks is I don't love that, a guy like Taylor Hall is worth a 3rd-round pick and a guy like Donato is worth a 5th, and,
I'd almost
Maroon
keep
is worth a
Donato if
6th.
that's all you're getting, right?
But what I've argued for the last few weeks here on our shows is hey, if you're gonna trade some of these guys, package some of them so that way maybe you raise the value. Like maybe Hall plus Donato is worth a 1st-round pick, maybe a late 1st-round pick if you're trading him to a contender, right? Maybe and Kurashev is just totally his value is 0. His value, it's nothing.
Future considerations.
Future considerations, you might actually need to give a pick to take the player, and I think the only benefit is his contract's up at the end of this season, right?
It is.
No team is needing to hang on to him for next year to a Connor Murphy or a whatever guy is a Brody or somebody that's signed through next season, right? This is a guy that is up at the end of the year that has 0 freaking value to this hockey club right now, whether it's on the ice or off the ice,
No, I totally agree with that. But yeah, it's for Halsey, I want a second. If you're only going to get a 3rd, I'm not interested. Donato, same deal. We're only going to get a 4th or 5th, which I'm not sure how that's the case. I think he's worth a second the way he's playing now. But like if that's the case, like, yeah, package those guys. Good. I'd rather just keep them at that rate. Let them be good locker room, veteran presences, that kind of deal. Because we're going to be shipped off a lot of these guys anyway, like the Pat Maroons, the Craig Smiths, the Martinezes, and then those guys of value can stay. And I think that would be the move for me. But we'll see what Kyle does with the trade down. He's going to have a lot of options. But yeah, with Kurashev, it's weird, dude. Like, it's just the downfall from one season to the next. I've like never quite seen anything like it. I mean, he was, a viable commodity in the top 6 for us last season with Bedsy. He was just one consistent line mate. And this year, like, he's not even a bottom 6 player. Like, he's not even an NHL player. And I'm not really sure how this happened. I guess the contract year for him, the lights were brighter than expected. I don't know. It's odd, but at this point, it's just I've kind of done trying to find a solution because I don't really think there is one at the moment. I think it's just he is what he is at this point, a fraud, and so it's time to move on. I hate to talk like that, but it's the reality. I can't really defend him anymore. I don't think we really can. But yeah, that's the way that goes. And then the 4th goal, that's the only one where I don't really blame anybody for that one. I think that was just a nice assist from Lucas Raymond, 4-1 game that kind of put it away.
Albert Johansson, first NHL goal.
His first career goal for the Wings, so good for him. A nice assist from Raymond there. He had a game. He's had a season for them, over a point per game for them. I think the highest producing U23 player, I want to say, in the NHL.
Really?
Either him or Stützle, one of those two, and Bedsy's probably third. And yeah, but the Hawks actually did, to their credit. I mean, it's not the first time we've seen it this season where they put on a late comeback effort with like less than 10 minutes left. But, Teravainen, a nice little kind of forehand backhand goal, nice feed from Nolan Allen, who I'd say one of the few defensemen out there wasn't playing like a chicken with his head cut off. So props to him there. And Colton Dach had an assist as well. That's 2 points in 4 games for him. So he's been looking good up here. I think he's probably here to stay, like Frank the Tank. Yeah, and Teravainen, it's funny. He had 2 goals tonight. I think he could have had a hat trick. There was a play in the first period, not to circle back to the first period, but there was a 2-on-1, and he had, like, it's like you take the shot. Like, the lane was wide open. The D-man had it covered, but he tried to find Frank the Tank. I guess he wanted to get him a goal in his hometown. He had like 40 people there, his friends and family, but I don't know why he passed the puck there. But anyway, back to the third period. Tavo scores again. It gets, all of a sudden, it's a 4-3 game. He just throws it on net. Nothing special. And it's like, I was thinking this too. It's like, man, Talbot's faced so few shots tonight. It's not really a good thing for a goalie when you go through these long stretches with no action. If the Hawks could literally just pepper this guy with shots for like one shift, they can find something. And they did, but it was too late, right? The Wings get the empty netter. Foligno made a nice save before that. Bedard tried to block the second chance, but didn't. He's clearly frustrated with that. But Casper seals the game for the Wings. And I think that's 6 wins in a row. It ties the longest stretch they've had under Yzerman. I think it said it would break it, but I want to correct myself. It tied the longest run they've had since 2019, 6 wins in a row.
Do you call him Yzerman as a meme?
Oh, the Wiser Plan. Yes, yeah, Stevie Y. Yeah,
But that's like a joke, right? Like,
what?
Because it's Yzerman.
Iserman, yeah. Oh, was I calling him Wiserman?
Wiserman. You call him Wiserman.
It's
why
late.
Is the team so bad? No,
yeah, there you go.
If that was like a meme or not, I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'm just tired. I think my brain is just rotted from this club. So yeah, Iserman, right? But yeah, no, the Wings all of a sudden it's like they've won 6 games in a row. They're over 500. I think they're 2 points, 1 win away from a wild card spot. I don't know, guys. Yeah. I think we may have wrote this team off a little too quick. The plan might finally be working now. Todd McClellan's got these guys just playing fucking hockey, and they're playing a lot better. I think the new coach thing is kind of worn off for the Hawks. We're snap back to reality for us, but the Wings, we'll see if they can ride this for a bit. Maybe that's a playoff club there. I mean, it could be. I hope so for Kane's sake, who, I think he has a 6-game point streak going on. Bedard has a 9-game point streak, so that's pretty nice. I think that connection there. They both cooked tonight as well. And yeah, good to see both those two playing well. Those are my 2 boys. So yeah.
I don't love a lot of parts about this Detroit Red Wings team if we're going to stick with Wings talk for a minute here. Like I think, they made Eric Gustafson look like Philip Kershaw.
Yeah, he's looking like Cale Makar out there.
Yeah, like Cale Makar out there. And I don't love the Justin Hall contract for them. If I'm being honest, I don't love Ben Sherratt. Like Ben Sherratt's been brutal since
a lot of plugs on that decor.
Ben Sherratt has been brutal since he was traded from Montreal to the Florida Panthers for a 1st-round draft pick and then signed with the Red Wings afterward. Like, he's just not very good. And you look at that decor and it's like Johansson gets his first, like I had heard of Albert Johansson because we do like this for a living, but like, like, come on, dude. You let that dude bury his first in the NHL. Like, that decor is so American Hockey League to me.
Yeah.
That like outside of Moritz Seider, it's like, oh, the Hawks decor is a better defense score than that. It's like, man, you made them look so good. And, I don't know. I mean, Talbot's pretty brutal, and so is Ville Husso. Like, I'm not buying a ton of Red Wings stock, if I'm being honest with you, going into the stretch run here. Like, they've got some guys, but it's still a lot of, like,
You
I
think
don't
this
know.
is sustainable? Yeah.
No, I don't.
The team at paper isn't impressive, right? The top six is fine, but the bottom six, like you said, it's like the Avalanche, but they don't have the top end to kind of make up outscore the problems, as you said. And the decor outside of Sider Edvinsson is like probably even worse than the Hawks. I think the Hawks decor could be better than it is. I'm not sure
Yeah.
why Louis Kreve is still up here. I think we got better options in Rockford, like Isaac Phillips, who we could call up. Korchinski, again, I don't know why we sent him down. I think he'd be better up here than some of these defensemen, but again, that's another topic. But yeah, for the Hawks, I mean, this game wasn't on Peter, by the way. Like the defense tonight was absolutely brutal. It was asinine. I mean, he bailed us out of the Colorado game, right? Those shots were 36-20. But I thought the Hawks obviously played better that game than they did tonight. But he bailed us out. But that's not going to work every game, right? And the Wings kind of exposed us there. He wasn't able to pull it off consecutive nights. Kind of reminds me of the Soderblom situation, right? He won that Montreal game, but then we get pumped by the Rangers the next game. This team's just not capable of putting on consecutive, solid performances. It just doesn't happen. So I probably should have foreseen that in the show today. And now we get to look forward to the Edmonton Oilers on a back-to-back. So that should be fun.
So I do want to tee up tomorrow
we should.
for like a minute or two, but like I saw the Albert Johansson goal, and like, not to like, whatever, but I know he's Albert Johansson, but how many first NHL goals have been scored on the Hawks this season? It feels like more than
a lot of random guys too. Yeah.
I can't remember any off the top of my head. I just like saw him bury it, and I was just like, man, that's definitely his first in the show, and it was. And I was like, man,
he's
I feel
definitely
like
not the
happened
first
5 times this
Yeah,
season.
I couldn't give you a single other example, Jesus, but yeah, it's definitely happened before. I could tell you that. And also the Wings had like 4 power plays and we had none. And somebody in my comments is like, why did the Wings have 4 power plays and we didn't get any? Well, they possessed the puck the entire game, and that tends to happen when you have the puck on your stick, and when you can't get the puck on your stick, you don't get penalties, right? That tends to be how it works in hockey. So that's why the discrepancy was there.
You care at all that 2 of them were taken by 98?
I thought those calls were kind of soft, to be honest with you. I think he would probably agree. Maybe that's just me glazing my boy, but I didn't really agree with those ones. But anyway, that's another topic.
Yeah.
That's probably just me defending him. The other ones are cool because it wasn't on him, right? That's how that works.
Yeah, I don't know. I look at this game and it's like, man, if you just put up more than 15 shots, you probably would have given yourself a much better chance at winning this hockey game. Like, it's
could have at least 20
without the Casper empty netter, right?
I think every game, like I shoot for at least 20 shots. If you're not hitting 20 shots, you don't deserve to win hockey. And that's kind of even my thought late in the game. Like, I don't even really know if I want to win this game because we played so terrible. We don't deserve to. Man, yeah, that's just the way that game went. Yeah. But yeah, now it's on the Oilers, right? But it's at home though, and it's like you look at our records, right? It's the same situation as last year. At home, we're actually a semi-competent team. We're 9-11, almost 500, and on the road, we're 5-15-2. It's like I don't know why we have such a harder time home versus away, but so that's the one thing I look at. Plus, Soderblom will be in net, and he's only had 2 bad games all season. So we did beat the Oilers in October, but again, the Oilers are not the same team in October as they are, now. Obviously, they tend to get off to slow starts, so. Probably going to be a loss. They'll probably cook us, but Connor always steps up in the Connor versus Connor matchup, and so we'll see. We'll be live streaming it, so hopefully it'll be a good game for us to cover.
I know, and it's
that's the hope I have. The fact that they do tend to play better when we cover them like that. So,
yeah, I know, but I don't know that the fellas in the locker room are too concerned about our work being done right now. I don't know how many Hawks are watching the post game show right now that we're doing. Hopefully Philip Kurashev is watching right now. But Jesus,
oh boy, I hope he isn't, man.
My only thought now is like, man, you lost this game. You didn't look good. You're starting Soderblom tomorrow. You left Mrazek hanging out to dry again. And the Oilers just lost 5-3 to the Pittsburgh Penguins the other night.
So they're gonna be fired up. Oh, that's great. That's wonderful.
You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow's like a walloping of, all 82 games,
It could be, and we've seen a lot more blowouts under sorts, and right, we've been scoring more goals as Greg Boyson says. It's not necessarily better hockey, it's different hockey, but it's probably more fun to watch. But yeah, it wouldn't shock me. I'm just trying to be delusional, right? Because that's like I'll be my last day in the studio for a while, and then it's back to
Oh,
the winter break over, back to school. So I just don't want the 6 hour drive Sunday to be depressing. So I hope the Hawks can give us some sort of a semblance of a game, right? It's not embarrassing. At least let Bedsy continue his point streak. That's at least give me that.
yeah, my only thing, I look at the game, I'm like looking at like the counting stats right now. It's like, man, how do you not give guys like Nazar? Like Nazar played 13-14 and Colton Dock played 11-28. Like,
I
how are you
thought
not
that
giving
was
those guys? How are you not giving, like, Philip Kershaw played 11-19. So how are you not giving those guys like way more minutes than Kershaw
and I
versus some
thought
of
the
these other players?
And I thought that was one of our few like bright spots. I thought the Doc Turbo Nazar line had another good game. I mean, two of our three goals came from that line. So I thought Nazar didn't have a point today, but I thought it was another good game for him. I
Yeah.
think he's been playing a lot better, more confidence. And Doc, like man, like I'm so glad we called this guy up because he does provide a lot that this team lacks. So I think good energy, and I think Turbo is a good complement to those guys. So
Turbo played under
yeah,
15 minutes. He played 14:59, so like a second under, but like,
yeah. And he was one of the few guys that showed out on the offense. I don't understand that. He was 2 for 2, 100% his shots. I wish he shot the puck more. I thought he had a few more chances there, but didn't. But anyway, I mean, I don't really get that, as you said. Yeah.
yeah, boy, the chat is looking depressing right now. Like,
Oh, they're
holy
actually. I'll be honest. I haven't really been reading. Oh
I've
wow,
been
there's actually a lot of people
trade
watching
talk.
for this late at night. God damn. Thank you guys for that.
Yeah. No, thank you guys, dude. Trevor was in it the moment the moment the live was booted, he was in there. So
Well, I'm not surprised by that. He's always there. But there's other
no,
people.
I know.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody that's in the chat right now, thank you. I really appreciate it. It's way too late. I need to go get some food here soon. But like, holy cow, man! Like, it's a lot of loser talk in here right now.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to find. It's hard to talk like positively after a game like that, man. It's like I can't even really be that delusional. Yeah, it's one of those depressing games where it just kind of sucks the life and energy out of you. But that's this club for you. It's only up from here, right?
All right, you got anything else?
I'm sure I'll have some other thoughts. We'll have plenty of time tomorrow, to
Yeah,
talk during
seriously.
the live stream. So, and we've been doing so. Yeah, I think I'm good. I think I'm covered. Yeah.
Dude, somebody asked Hagen's Misa or Martone. I think
James
stop,
Hagen's.
stop. It's a joke. He's kidding. He's
Oh,
fucking
okay.
around with us.
Yeah.
He's messing around with us. Okay.
Not Matthew Schaefer. I'm surprised how much people generally. I don't care how good he is. We need a forward. Bedsy needs his Robin, his sidekick. That's the thing. Look what Bedsy's doing right now, playing with fucking Tyler Bertuzzi, Ryan Donato, Ilya Mikheyev.
Yeah.
Imagine how good this guy's gonna be when he has an actual like player who's close to him skill wise on his line. He's gonna absolutely cook. And also, it's funny. I look at the stats now. Macklin Celebrini, 28 points in 32 games, empowering. Bedsy, 38 points in 42 games. I guess he got to put a shirt on. I don't know. So there you go. I'll end with that.
I'll end with this. The last person in chat says Gavin McKenna vibes type night.
Another season like this, and I don't know. I might go for a swim in Lake Michigan. I don't know. I don't know if I could take.
Justin might go work in corporate after this and just give up on the podcasting. All
I
right.
don't want to go. I enjoy this, but yeah, no. I have another season like this, and it'll make it tricky, man. Ugh.
All right. Like Justin said, we are live streaming the game tomorrow against the Oilers. Subscribe to this podcast. The Winter Classic vlog is out. Raven worked his tail off
That's a
on
really
that.
good video.
It's a really good video. Like, it's really, really good. And our last video like went over 1,000. So, be sure to check that out. Leave a thumbs up on it. It really helps us out a ton. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Like I said, follow us on Instagram at Chicago Hockey Radio. We've really grown quite a bit today, so it's been really fun. And leave a 5-star rating or review. Post-game show tomorrow after the Oilers game, and also hang out with us on a Saturday night. If you got nothing going on, grab a couple drinks, pull up, watch the game, pull up your laptop, sit with us.
Saturday night's
Yeah.
all right for fighting.
Hang out with us on a Saturday night. Like, what better way to spend your Saturday?
Yeah,
right?
spend 2.5
Right?
hours listening to me make pop culture references, right? I mean, you
Yeah.
can't get that anywhere else. Absolute cinema.
2 hours. It's gonna be like 3 hours on the freaking thing. All right.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, that's all I got. We'll see everybody tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your Friday night.